So let me get this straight. You've hired my husband to test out these robots that you once used to kill supers, and you expect me to join alongside him just to simply try and relive the glory days and maybe become legal supers again? That is the gist of it. Yes, Elastigirl. Hellen, for you. And, do you think I'm an idiot? No, I don't think you're a... Oh, right, because of the whole killing... No, you misunderstand. I didn't kill all of them. Not all of them are dead. Just a few of the ones that were deserving, you know? And you, my loving husband, have suddenly gotten very comfortable with the idea, in fact, of working for someone that killed a lot of our friends. Look, Helen, I'm not a big fan of the whole having killed other supers idea, just like you, but let's be honest here, there were a few of them that ultimately kind of needed a bit of a push in the direction. Bob, some of our friends are dead, thanks to him, and now you're wanting to work for him? And you want me involved? What about the kids? Can I just say, okay, let me just say, not all of them. I said that earlier. Not all of them are dead. There are a few that had to go. And I am sorry about that. I am. Truly, I am. I love supers as much as anybody else. Heck, I want everyone to be super. But some of them really needed to go. Right, like Gamma Jack? To be fair, honey, in all honesty, his focus on purely just beautiful women and the way he acted a lot was very questionable. I think that actually was a pretty good decision there. Considering what you told me about during our wedding, I honestly can kind of agree on that. Let me ask about a few. Blaze-Stone. You do know that she jumped back to being a villain again after supers were made illegal, right? Because she was like, oh, that's the only way I'm going to make money. So you didn't really kill a super then, you killed a villain. Okay, that's something, I guess. Downburst. How about Downburst? Works for me. Did a fake death for him. Guy actually helps make a lot of the materials that I use to build my robots and a lot of my other inventions, so he's actually getting paid pretty well to do that. Apogee, one of my closest friends. She works for me as well. We actually use a lot of her solar-powered gadgetry to kind of make a lot of my other gadgets also work by solar power. And, you know, kind of make perfect batteries, make solar power energy a little bit more out there for everybody. We're working on that very, very hard, by the way. Everseer. Won't lie. He had to go. Big time. He had to go. Let's just say that whole germaphobe part of him was a little too high up there. So he died because he's a germaphobe. I don't like shaking hands with people that have fried chicken grease on their hands. Do I need to die too? Oh no, it's not that. It's just the fact that he, when he was a psychiatrist, he actually spoke to a lot of his patients and would constantly force them into thinking that they had to wash their hands all the time and clean themselves a lot. Eventually causing one of his patients to try and tear off their own skin because they were so uncomfortable in their own skin. So he kind of used his powers for the wrong way. And he felt no guilt from it. I retract my statement. You ever find out about Gazerbeam? Yeah, actually, I did. I got back in touch with him. Guy used the money I paid him after he had survived the bot because I actually paid him to go and get surgery so he can live a normal life. I mean, the dude, he hated the fact that he could never actually have a love life because he couldn't make eye contact. So, felt like why not take away the super part of him? Just let him live his normal life as a lawyer, you know? Macro Burst. Actually, they do the same exact thing that Bob does. Yeah, I actually saw Microburst. They're doing pretty well for themselves. They've been hitting the gym. I'm not even gonna lie, they are not a kid anymore. Phalange. Behind closed doors of him as an opera singer, he would actually kill those that did not respect him because he had a whole respect thing and didn't like when the public didn't like him as a hero, so when that kind of fed more into as an opera singer, he just let it all out on certain workers behind closed doors. It's pretty messy. Huh. You know, I always lightly joked with that guy. I hope that wouldn't have any part to do with it. Not gonna make a comment on that. Truth be told, not gonna make a comment. Plasma Bolt. As far as I know, she's alive. I have tried multiple times to try and scan her and find her and see what she's doing. Can't find her. I think with her abilities to mess with electromagnetic waves and such, it messes with my scanner. So there's no way I'm ever going to be able to find her. As far as I know, she's living her life as a ranger and as a sort of vigilante hero. So she's living her best life. All right, I haven't been able to find her. Psych wave. Okay, you know she used to manipulate men back in high school to kind of fall in love with her and break up with her friends behind their backs, and she'd be with them. It's a whole weird manipulation thing. Even then, when she became a psychiatrist, just like Everseer, she also would just like forcibly change the mentality of some of her patients. Like, she hated actually helping people. She didn't like her job. She would just forcibly change their mentalities and make them be the way she wanted. And she still did the whole change the mindset of certain men. If it was an unhappy marriage and she found the guy attractive, she'd go for the guy. It's weird. She had to go, honestly. Hypershock. Guy was an alcoholic. He actually destroyed the first Omnidroid I sent after him, and let's just say he leveled a lot of land at the same time. That's not my first island I had. I had to get another one. Second time, he was too drunk to try and do anything. But he was very, very careless and abusive to his family, as far as I know. Stormicide. That was a pretty tough call, not gonna lie. After hearing how she basically would just watch a villain she burned to death after saving a bunch of civilians from fire, it was a very tough call. But I had a little bit of a soft spot. She was doing most of the heroic stuff to try and take care of her uncle, and I had respect for that. So in all honesty, I still keep an eye on her just to make sure she doesn't burn up any oxygen again. But for the most part, I leave her alone. Universal Man. He had a lot of dangerous tendencies. He still couldn't even come to the terms with the fact that he was no longer allowed to be a super anymore, so he would still use his powers a lot. So dangerously so, he almost caused a lot of black holes to happen. And when I fought him, I was very lucky to get rid of him as soon as possible. Because, sure enough, he would have caused a black hole and would have caused a lot of damage everywhere. There was just a lot of selfishness out of him. It was pretty bad. So what I'm hearing is you've mostly just taken care of a lot of the selfish heroes that probably would have changed. Probably could have. Sure. Yeah, but majority of them really weren't. I've been watching them for a long time. Watching you all as well. Not everything, I hope. No. Trust me, I did not want to see you two get busy. Not on my agenda. But all I'm offering is a chance for you to be supers again. Legally, and with other people that share your ideals about wanting to live the glory days and show new heroes a better direction. Let me think about it. No. This is still illegal. And I'm not going to jeopardize our family over this, okay? It's just not something I got to deal with here. Bob, I'm fine with you doing it. But you won't be doing it here. You can go stay on the island for all I care. Wow, she did not take too kindly to any of that, huh? Well, to be fair, you did admit that you killed a lot of our old friends, which still kind of irks me as well. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, yeah. You know, if you don't mind me asking, how exactly did you get all the information on all those supers anyhow? Oh, that's simple. I had some help from somebody on the inside of the NSA. Really? Who? Someone you know quite well.